And are we? There we go. Yay, we're recording. All right. Well, welcome to another week of Threads of Wisdom. We are children of the Crossroads. I am the High Priestess.
I'm the High Priest.
Lola and Silenus. You can call us whatever, but just don't call us late to dinner. God, Jesus, that is this. I say that joke all the time, and it's so stupid. Anyway, so just to tell you a little bit about Threads of Wisdom, it was created by the Golden Thread Grove in Idaho. It is a teaching tool for your year and a day pagan basics. And each week that you attend, you will receive an image of the topic we discussed. Golden Thread has requested that these images not be distributed to anyone that has not participated in a discussion on a particular topic. And at the end of the year, you will have 52 cards that can be used as a divination tool. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. 52 cards. It is your Wicca Dex. What do you say, honey?
Gotta cast them all.
Gotta cast them all. There we go. All right. So we are on week
39.
39.
So exactly 3/4 of the way through.
Whoops. I am going to try to share. And not share as in the singer. But I know that I'll get through this. Okay. Is it screen or window?
It's window.
Oh, shoot. I do this every single time.
And then...
And it's never on there.
No, but then we have to go back to the other one, and then it's there. Because
It's the screen. I know, but it's dumb. All right.
We have not figured out the update from Teams from like 2 months ago. It still confuses us.
I don't know what they're doing. All right. Can you all see that on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So
that's a pretty card.
I know.
That is pretty.
This is my favorite topic, one of them, and I love this card. So go ahead and take a look and just tell us how does this card make you feel? I know what's on it, but what do you feel? What do you see symbolism? What emotions does it emote from you?
Calmness.
Mm-hmm.
Very pleasant, relaxing almost.
Yep.
Magic.
I'll expose my weeaboo-ness and say it makes me think of Sailor Moon from when I was a kid a little bit.
Hey.
I actually like that style a lot, so I'm not saying that in a derogatory way or anything. Like,
No, you're
No,
not
same thing here.
Tuxedo
Yeah.
approves.
Yeah, you're not alone. There's a lot of pagans and witches that love Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is not a surprise.
It actually reminds me of a picture that I had somebody draw for me when I left prison. And
Oh,
it
yeah?
was a fairy sitting on a moon just like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Hi,
Ariel.
Ariel.
Hi, sorry I was late. My son
That's okay.
needed rescuing.
It's okay.
I had to drive into Spokane and pick him up because he failed at the bus thing today. So,
Oh, no.
you know.
So yeah, Phil said Silenus said that it's magic. Yeah, and I see magic also. Enchantment. Honey, can you turn that fan towards me? I'll bring it over here because I'm sweating. Always.
It's nice and cold outside.
I know, but I have my hair down and I'm 49. Just leave me alone.
No way. You are.
You look beautiful.
She does.
It's perimenopause. That's the age.
Yes.
It's
Oh.
sweat.
When does that start? Because I'm
It
wondering
varies.
if I'm coming close to that.
It varies. It really does.
My mama didn't start till she was like 55-ish. So, you know, it's
Yeah,
different for everybody. And if you have any of your stuff ripped out, well, then it starts really early because my stepmom had all of her stuff ripped out. And so she's been all the way through the whole thing. And she's just barely a year older than Lola, I think.
Yeah, it happens. I started going into it a couple of years ago. So, all right. So let's talk about the moon. All right, so come on, you witches.
I love the moon.
Yeah, like moon's kind of our thing, right?
Brad makes fun of me
Mhm.
because I will literally, I'll come out on the back porch, and if I can't see it, I'll start wandering around the yard until I figure out where it's hiding, and I'm like, where is the damn moon?
We love to call her she. So when she's beautiful, we're like, look at her, she's so beautiful. We've had a connection with the moon,
Yep.
magically and cyclically, and it's what helps us also keep track of cycles and
Yep.
all that. So what does it represent to you when you are working with your craft, when you're working with magic? What are the things the moon, how do you work with the moon in your craft?
Well, I keep moonstones by my bed on my nightstand to help me have dreams and remember them. That's kind of the intention I put into them.
Nice.
It's also our birthstone, so that
It
makes
is
sense.
also our birthstone, and you'll notice I wear one too all the time. I've got it on my wrist. So
Yeah.
I have plenty of moonstones around the house.
Yeah, we have a lot of moonstones. Witches love moonstones too.
Yep,
I love
they're good.
moonstones. Mm. What does the moon represent to you? What does it mean? What do you associate the moon with in the craft?
Dark work,
Okay.
shadow work, dreams, the subconscious, things that are not right at the surface. So,
Yeah.
like, sun magic is all about surface, projective. Moon magic is more like receptive.
It's feminine.
Yeah, it's feminine.
the
It's
feminine.
healing. Water, for some reason, is associated with the moon for me. I don't know.
The moon controls the
It
tides.
controls the tides.
and
So
cy-
yeah.
and-
I
and-
was just gonna say that.
and
Yep.
feminine cycles.
And it's part of our feminine cycle. So there's a lot of power in the moon. How about emotions? Doesn't the moon run our emotions?
Right, because everybody gets crazy when it's a full moon. Or,
Yep.
they use that as an excuse to be crazy. I don't know.
Or you're more tired during a new moon. You're more low energy. Also, depending on where the moon is astrologically,
Right.
it really affects how we are. So I think right now the moon is
in Cancer.
Oh my God. So no. Oh well, this makes sense. So Cancer is a very homebody, weepy, emotional sign, and if you've got the moon running through it, which the moon is Cancer's planet,
It's exalted. Yep, it's exalted there.
it's really, you're going to be wanting to stay home. You're going to be wanting to curl up and maybe cry or drink.
Take a nap.
Take a nap.
I'm a Cancer, so I guess this is a good one for me.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It's
So
definitely a Cancer energy.
Yeah, you know that Cancer energy.
Yeah. I'm definitely a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I have to leave the home. That's when I want to curl up and cry.
Yeah. I
So
get it.
You know what's funny that I recognized about the moon in the last month or so, and it really never dawned on me, but it actually follows the astrological wheel of the year. So it's really easy to know what sign it is if you're paying attention, because it's only in each sign for 3 days, and it just goes around and around and around and around, and I'm like, yep, moon's in Cancer.
Yep, it does. It's once you catch on to that, you're like, oh yeah,
right.
That's why our moons are different, even though we're only a couple days apart.
Yep, exactly. It's the only thing we differ
Our
in.
other signs are all the same, but our moons are different.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, faster moving planets are going to have different signs. Your slower moving stuff is usually going to be in your same, or with other people around that time. My moon is in Pisces, so that's why I'm a fucking crybaby, but I get dark, and
Leaky Lola.
I'm Leaky Lola. I fucking cry. I cry for everything. I cry when I'm happy. Tears of joy are a big one for me. And
I have a lot of tears of joy. Yes.
Yeah.
Or like I watch a cute little story on Facebook and I'm like, oh, there's still good people in the world, and I'm over here bawling my eyes out.
Yes. Songs. Sometimes music brings emotion, even if it's not a sad song. It fills me so much, and I'm like, oh.
You're My Best Friend by Queen. That song makes me cry. That was what me and my husband danced to consequently.
Aw.
But yeah, so
I love that.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah, music, moon, water, motions,
Yep.
all that jazz.
Anyone else want to talk about the relationship with the moon?
I know.
Do you
Tell Chatty Cathy to shut up. I'm going.
No,
on
no.
mute.
I mean, sometimes they need to hear us talk, Ariel,
know.
so that they understand what we're talking about. Because I know for me, I was always the first one to talk in workshops and classes. And then later on, I would apologize to my fellow students, like, I'm sorry. And they're like, no, because of you, then I kind of felt better I could talk.
I
So-
learned something, or you gave me the motivation to say something. Please cut
Exactly.
me off anytime, guys. Anytime.
I cut her off all the time. I'm like, okay, shut up. Anyway, no, I don't say that to her. I'm very polite. Like I said, anyone else besides Chatty Cathy over here in the corner? You know it's done out of love.
Nobody puts baby in the corner, Lola.
Well, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Anyone else want to talk about the relationship with the moon?
I think for me, the moon. I like to go to the moon for calmness.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I love to sit out on my porch and just look at it and just feel relaxation and calmness and peace and quiet. That's one of the things I love about when the moon comes out. Most people are in the house, so I feel like I have a sense of freedom outside.
Yeah.
I also put my crystals out every
Mhm.
full moon too.
Your crystal?
Oh, you're supposed to.
Yep.
Right? You're supposed
Every
to
full
wash
moon.
them, and they
Yep.
have to charge.
Yeah.
It would take us hours to take all of ours in and back out for the moon.
Yeah, we have too many. But we've done them all in bits and pieces over the years.
I'm starting to get to that point where I have too many to fit in the bin that I use for that purpose. Because
Yeah.
I have a bin filled with earth, and I replace the earth every full moon when I cleanse my crystals, and then I wash them under the water, and then I have some that I have to put away, but most of them stay in the bin
Oh, yeah.
until it's time to take them out again. Really,
Nice.
but
Maya or Tasha, do you have anything to add to working with the moon? What you love about the moon? What do you do? How does it make you feel?
I really I use the moon to recharge myself mostly.
Good. Yeah. I feel like the moon is my private, even though everyone can see it, but it's nice. I always feel like the moon and I have an understanding, you know, and there are times when I also need some peace, and I'll just look, you know, even no matter where I'm at, if I can see the moon, I feel okay. I feel safe. I feel like, okay, all right, you're there.
How I feel is the sun.
Same.
Oh, go ahead.
So she just said same.
The sun charges me, the moon cleanses me.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that.
So what are there's some notes here. The moon is what is hidden, because the moon is more mysterious, right? It's, you know, it's the moon, it's at night, it's mystery. So it also represents a lot of your inner life, what you hide, like someone, I think it was Ariel, that was talking about shadow, your shadow side, your shadow work. It's also can be associated with your addictions, some bad habits. Here's a big one, big word, intuition. The moon represents your intuition. Work with the moon if you want to work on your intuition, because I tell everybody,
Trust your gut.
trust your gut. And if you are having a hard time working with intuition, do some sort of moon work, because man, it's powerful. Listen to your gut. Your intuition will never lead you astray. It doesn't. And we all
That's
have to
why I
remind
tell-
ourselves of that.
that's why I tell people all the time, you know, the magic is in the witch. It's not
Yep.
the tools. It's not the saying the right thing, burning the shit on the right day. The magic is in the witch, and anything that is calling you to be done is the right thing to do. And all these people that
Yes.
make all these rules, I'm just like, how about you just wing it?
Now, I understand there's certain guidelines in how to, we have certain ways we do things as witches. to protect ourselves, to, you know, there's the widespread, very well known things of, you know, cast your circle when you're working magic. That's always a good idea.
Sage cleanses.
Sage and the smoke and the water, you know, cleanse your space, cleanse yourself. If you're solitary worker, cleanse yourself. You're in sacred space. But your intuition, your gut is going to tell you what feels right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of books out there on witchcraft, and I'm not saying there are some great books, but when it really comes down to it, it is your intuition. Trust your gut. Let your intuition tell you.
I think sometimes it's hard though, because when your mind gets involved, your brain gets involved, you can actually set yourself up for failure in not listening to your intuition. Because a lot of times that and your brain, they say two different things.
Oh, all the time. All the time. Yeah. We're always at battle with our head, our brain, our heart, and our gut, because our heart is on more of an emotional level. So if you lead by your heart in everything, you're going to make decisions only based on emotion. Now, don't get me wrong. Emotion is amazing. Everyone has emotions. It's wonderful to be sensitive and feel things. But sometimes you got to be like, I've had to stop because I'm an emotional person. And I've had to step back and go, I can't make these correct decisions based on pure emotion, because it's not going to be the right decision. Same with logic, with your brain, right? Your brain is the logical side. What makes sense? What would, you know, but if you just do that, you're going to miss out on feeling things and taking risks and experiencing mysteries and those things.
Well,
I feel the gut. I'm sorry, I want to finish this. I feel the gut is kind of a combination of that balance. I feel, because my gut has never led me wrong. And it's about letting go and trusting it. And that's hard for people to let go. But the moon helps you do that. Lunacy, right? Lunacy, Luna, moon, lunacy. You're mad, crazy for the moon. You get that magic. Oh, it can be very refreshing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Lola is a much more emotional person than I am. I don't want to say much more logical, but that dominates my behavior and decision making more.
Mm-hmm.
So it allows us to balance each other in that way. And both of us have pretty good guts when it comes to people, but that comes through experience. You know, like either as a little kid when you're naive to everything, you're able to make a right decision, and then later in life. In the middle is when you keep screwing up because your heart or your brain's telling you to go do something, but your gut's not really into it.
Has anyone here have a story about when they should have listened to their gut, or when they did listen to their gut and it led them right, or when you did the opposite of what your gut said and you look back and you're like, God dang it, I should have listened to my gut?
Every day.
I was going to say the same thing. It's like almost an everyday struggle. I mean, I'm a Virgo, so my brain is so like analytical, and it's like, you know, and yeah, it's a struggle every day for me. I'm like, my head wants to think one thing, but then I'm like, my intuition is like, well, you know, like positive intent, you know, and I don't know. It's always a struggle for me.
So,
but like you said, with emotions, I've had to do the same thing. I've had to reel back my emotions on things and say, wait a second, you're not at the right space to make a decision or to even talk to this person. So, you know,
Yeah.
I think it's knowing when to reel it back and when to take that space and that time to think it over before you say something. Because once you say it, you can't get it back. And a lot of people say things out of anger, and that ruins relationships. And you don't want to do that.
No, but you know what? Look at it as a win that you are able to do that and step back sometimes and say, okay, I can't make this decision in this emotional state. That's a big step.
That took a lot of work
But
to
that's
get to
good.
that point.
That's good. Pat yourself on the back, because that's a hard thing to do, and it's a constant struggle for a lot of us. We all have to remind ourselves that it doesn't matter how much we work with the moon or how old we are or whatever. We all, like I said, I mean, I have to step back because I want to base decisions on emotions, because it's my heart. My heart is, I always say the moon is my heart. Your moon chakra your heart chakra is related to the moon. So for me, when I say my moon is in Pisces, I also am saying my heart is in Pisces. So very emotional. So I have to remind myself a lot to not always just base my decisions on my emotional state. But my emotional state brings me to a point where there's a lot of things that I needed to work through and identify. So I'm always thankful for it. A really good way is always thank the moon too. Just develop that relationship for your intuition in the moon. Just thank the moon every night, every day, whatever, however you want to do it. That's a good exercise to get into. We said it earlier. Does anyone know, besides what me and Ariel brought up earlier, and you'll know this, does anyone know the gender, quote unquote, that the moon represents?
Femininity.
Yeah, it's the feminine. So you've got your elements that are feminine, water and earth. Water is very moon-like. Well, the moon illuminates the earth. It's all, again, we can find elements in all elements work in some way, shape, or form. But it's usually associated with the feminine energy and that watery emotions.
Has anyone ever heard the term of drawing down the moon?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
Not a clue.
So drawing down the moon was kind of originally what was worked as or seen as invoking the goddess or the gods, bringing divinity, bringing
specifically goddess.
The goddess into yourself. So when we invoke the goddess, we are a vessel and we bring her down. It was originally called drawing down the moon.
Because rituals were always done outside in the moonlight.
Yeah.
And so you are drawing the feminine divine down into that vessel to walk with man.
To be that energy for people.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So and it's one of the most sacred rituals in Wicca. And it's a Wicca specific ritual.
It's very Wicca specific. And again, for those who are beginner witches, and I don't know everyone's level here, so I don't want to be insulting, but I do this. These are basics. These are pagan basics. So if you already know this, awesome. But I like to do review. I totally forgot what I was going to say. What were you saying?
Drawing down the moon.
Drawing down the moon.
Specifically to Wicca.
Wicca. If you're Wiccan, not all witches are Wiccan, but all Wiccans are witches. Wicca is the religious aspect of witchcraft. So just letting you know. So Wicca, if you're a witch but you're not familiar with Wicca, we are based on Wicca, but that doesn't mean we don't open up to other pagan beliefs. There's druids, there's just plain flat out non-religious witches, pagans, but we lean a little more towards the Wiccan side because that's what we practice in our coven, and that's kind of what these online discussions are based on. But you will read and hear other traditions and other ways to do things. Just reminding people that we bring up Wicca a lot, and there's a reason. So, any questions or comments that anyone wants to say so far on the moon or on what we've talked about so far? We are open to discussion.
Who can name the phases of the moon and what they represent?
So I was gonna.
Isn't there waxing, crescent, full? I know there's more, but I'm still learning. There's like something waxing, gibbous waxing.
Gibbous.
Well, we're talking generics, not specific.
Yeah, the gibbous and the So you've got your
waxing, waning, full, and new.
Yes, thank you.
Boom, thank you.
Yes, waxing, waning, full, and new. So there are also certain times of the moon's phases to do certain kind of ritual work. Again, these are guidelines. This isn't, you must do it this way. These are just guidelines. We do espits. So we do on the full moon and the new moon, our coven gets together. And generically or overall, what does anyone know what the full moon energy, what kind of work that would be? What is that energy like?
Isn't that supposed to be the release?
Yeah, the release, the culmination.
Right.
It's
And
the
the
mother.
And the new
Equal
moon's when you
power.
write your intentions, right? You write your
Yes, yep.
intentions at new
Plant your
and
Plant
they
your
come to
seeds.
culmination at full.
Yep. That's one way to look at it. That's a very popular way to look at it.
And then waxing is when you would want to do manifestation work, whereas waning is when you'd want to take away bad habits, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Those are perfectly
Manifest and banishment.
yeah. But then you can also look at elements of the full moon represent also the mother of the triple goddess. The full moon is the mother because she's full and bountiful, right?
Right.
Ripe, full,
Yeah.
round. The moon, the mama, right? Your
Your new moon is when
your new moon is the maiden.
you're mating.
Your
Yeah.
maiden. So it's new, it's young, it's beginnings, it's
Growing.
that maiden energy, fresh, young, just starting. Ah, back when we all were a size 2 and our boobs were up to here. Maiden. No.
I miss
Miss
those days.
those days. I really do miss those days.
I know. But we still have that energy in us.
Yes.
We can always tap into that maiden energy, right?
Back in traditions,
Judicial.
in ancient times and in the pagan community, that when they were trying to have a child, they would make sure that it was done on the new moon, hoping that the seed would be planted as the moon would come into life, the baby would come to life with it.
There you go.
And then you've got
Yeah,
your
I-
dark. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Tasha.
I remember hearing that, and I also remember that if you conceived on a new moon, that it was supposedly like more, it was more rare and harder, but it was like more pretentious, not portentous, I guess. I can't say the word. I don't know, but like for the kids,
More fortunate,
it
right?
was like on a new moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was rarer, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember reading that. Sorry.
Also, a lot of women's cycles, and again, blanket statement. There are exceptions because we all have weird cycles, but you always. I know for me, for a while, I would always have a period on the full moon. It's like I'd have the build up, and then close to the full moon is when my period would start.
And with ancient times, it was
Every single month for me.
Is it?
Just like that. Every single month.
Yeah.
I don't bleed, so I don't know.
Well, no, I don't believe in it anymore either, so I have no idea. But there was a time when I could almost plan it by the moon, but that's what women did too.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what they
because
called
we
it their
didn't have
moon.
calendars back then.
Their-
You know,
their
I
moon
mean, we
cycle.
had them, but only the rich and famous people had that shit.
It was your moon time. You call it your moon time, right?
Yep.
So then let's talk about the dark moon. So the dark moon is right at the darkest point, right
Before it becomes a new.
before it becomes a new moon. It's your dark moon, and that is your crone stage. That is your the wise women, the women who have stopped bleeding and are wiser. They're not having children anymore. They're the wise women.
The cunning women.
The cunning women. Why I love Wicca and witchcraft so much is we honor that
Our
stage of
elders.
life, the elderly women,
Elders in general.
elders in general. We honor them because there's a lot of, what do you call it, ageism or ageism against older people. Like they just don't matter. Like they're old, they don't matter, they're done. No, they do, and you need to. That's why grandparents are important. You know, I've tried to keep a good relationship with my children and my parents, even though maybe my relationship hasn't always been the best, but my kids love my parents. My parents love my children, and I think those relationships are important.
Well, it's how we were talking a couple weeks ago when I was talking about the sage and honoring your elders.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're elders in the craft. They've seen shit. They've experienced shit. There's stuff to be gained from their knowledge. And we honor that instead of putting them in a home.
Nobody showed up for the crone talk, so
Well, and when
No one wanted to admit that stage of life yet.
no one was ready to talk to the
It-
crones.
kind of reminds me of a conversation I was having with my son when we were headed down to see grandma before she passed away.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that this is the universe's way of preparing you for your own death. It starts with your grandparents, and that's an easier death. And then it goes to your parents, and that one's a little bit harder. And then it goes to your own. And
Yes.
I said, it's part of the cycle. There's a reason that life is designed to work the way it does. And
Yes.
that is an important part of it. Honoring your elders. We miss out on so much as a society because we shove them into a home and forget that they exist.
Yes.
And we're lessened by it.
Yeah. Now, some people, I didn't have a relationship with my grandparents. My grandparents, for many reasons, there was no relationship, or I had one that died when I was really young. I was 8, the one that was the closest to me, and then the other ones, there was distance between us and a lot of stuff. So I didn't have that. I didn't grow up with grandparents, and I think that's why it's so important in my life that my kids have a relationship with their grandparents, because
Right.
they do have a thing or two to say. And think about, I don't know if everyone here has kids. I know the ones that do. We might be grandparents someday, and wouldn't that be nice if our kids and our grandparents had that same view of, listen to your grandparents, honor them, spend time with them, listen to their stories.
Right.
Even if it's your drunk grandma Lola talking about her days when she broke her ankle trying to out hitch kick a drag queen in the 90s. Listen to these stories. These are important stories.
Just 'cause
Right.
she's serious.
That's hilarious.
That's a real story.
I believe it.
So yeah, but they're it's so that's the dark moon, and so the magic we work is abundance during the full moon. It's all that, everything has come to fruition. The new moon is the beginnings, the seeds, but then it also depends where it is astrologically.
Well,
Not all witches work with the astrological part, but we are big into that. That is because I believe that the stars really do tell us.
We're influenced by things.
Yeah, we're really influenced by it. So you could have a half moon in Taurus. Well, what does that mean? We look into that. So we might, like, the next full
You're only
moon.
half full of bullshit.
You're only half stubborn. But like, we have a full moon coming up. I think next Tuesday, the full moon will be in Libra. Okay, so this Saturday we're having our Coven Espit, and we might work with, I'm not sure yet, but we might work with that energy, maybe
Some Libra energy.
a full moon in Libra. So does anyone know that? Let's talk about that. We'll get a little lesson here. So is anyone? Let's just do generic. We don't have to get in deep. Is anyone interested or
Does everyone know what their moon is?
No.
Let's start there.
No. Libra. Do you know the characteristics of a Libra?
Yes.
Does anyone know a Libra?
Yes.
Or is a Libra?
No. They're an air sign. They're known for balance.
Yep.
They are the ultimate fence sitter. But that also makes them very good mediators.
Yes.
When you have two very voracious sides of an issue, they can often kind of help guide people to see the benefits of both sides.
Yep.
Just don't have them make decisions.
Just don't have to make a decision.
Just don't let them be in charge. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's hard. It's hard. So full moon, we just talked about full moon energy. So Ariel, I know you know it because I know you do this. So let's see if the other girls here. And I don't want to put you on the spot because there's no wrong answers. So because we talked about a lot of energies of the full moon, right? So if the full moon's going to be in Libra, what do you think that energy will be? No, there's no wrong answers.
I'm giving the other girls an opportunity.
Does anyone know what Libra represents?
Well, yeah, well, Ariel just said the balance, so what would a full moon, we just talked about full moon. energy, abundance coming to fruition. It's manifested. So what do you think a full moon energy in Libra would be?
Maybe things coming together.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about full on the need for balance?
What's out of whack?
What's out of whack right now? Let's
Right.
work on getting it balanced. This would be the perfect full moon to do that. And again, this is one of many.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm giving you guys the very generic cliff notes. You could really go to like an astrologer and they'll say, but then it's this way, and you'll get all the really detailed, but this is just for our talk, our discussion. So if working with the moon in different astrological energies can be really simple if you just take the basics. If you don't know a lot about a sign, but if you look up on your Google and say, okay, the moon is in, like Ariel said, Cancer right now. So we don't have a full moon coming up. We have a new moon coming up. I'm sorry.
I was wondering. I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
I'm
am I
sorry.
confused?
Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. We have a new moon coming up in Libra, so that's different. Oh, but if it was a full moon
The
in
idea
Libra,
is the
it would have
same.
been.
The idea is the same.
The idea is the same. It's the balance, but the new moon, you want to start balance.
Yes.
You want to start looking at things and balancing your life. I am so sorry. Ignore me. I've had wine, but no, seriously, I haven't had that much wine. So yeah. Just get your thoughts together before you say things. That might be good. That might be my lesson.
As a Capricorn, you should have all your stuff in order.
Come on, Lola. Balance it, Lola. Balance it.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey.
So, with what we were talking about, does anyone have anything that they're willing to discuss that they could put into fruition this week with this upcoming full moon?
Yeah, Tuesday, I believe, is the new moon in Libra. So maybe that would be a great day to do some planting of your. You could do symbolic planting, but it's a little cold where we are. I think all of us are local Spokanites or near Spokane. It's a little cold, so you do your symbolic planting. You plant an idea. So if you've got, we are going to be planting a Libra energy idea. You could do.
I want to figure out how to balance my personal life and find myself a love life.
Well,
how do I balance that? Because I never have time to do anything like go on dates and stuff.
The sign of Libra, I might be wrong, and again, because I said the wrong thing earlier, I was all full moon, not new moon.
The full moon's on the 28th, by the way.
The end of the
I
month.
think. Yeah. Something like that. This calendar is not super
Well, it's on
accurate.
the 28th.
I'm not
the
sure.
new
No, it's
moon
not.
will be like the 16th or 17th.
Oh, the full moon, not
Yeah,
the new moon.
Yeah, the
Okay.
full moon will be like the 16th or 17th.
The full moon will be on Tuesday, which is like October.
17th, 18th.
No, Tuesday. The new moon.
You said the full moon. That's it.
The new moon.
The new moon will be on Tuesday the 4th.
The 2nd or the 4th.
Friday's the 1st.
Oh, you're right. The 5th.
The
Just
5th.
next Tuesday. 6 days from now. I don't know what the date is anymore. I don't know what time is right
Numbers.
now. Numbers.
Numbers.
So anyway, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, I believe Libra, the sign of Libra, since we are coming up to that. If I am remembering correctly, I think the Libra's ruling planet, one of its ruling planets is Venus, which is the planet
Yes.
of love. Okay, thank you, Ariel.
You bet.
Ariel is currently at the Wiccan Seminary, which reminds you of this stuff and teaches you all this stuff. I graduated there for a long time, so I've forgotten a lot. So that's why I go, Ariel, what are you guys learning right now in class?
Astrology. Just
yes.
finished.
Yep, exactly. So yes, Libra's ruling planet is Venus. So Bree, that is a perfectly acceptable and very pertinent manifestation to work on or to plant.
Right. Because love is ruled by Venus.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Work it, girl.
I got my
Work it.
rose quartz.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you do.
Get some rose
Thank
petals.
you, Ariel, for my rose.
You're very welcome, darling.
Get some rose petals and put them in a bath and
Light a
take
candle.
like yeah, just get in a luxurious bath and do some like love magic, not a love spell, but just self-love.
Yep.
Self-love. Self-love.
That
Because
sounds
when you
perfect
love
for this
yourself-
weekend.
When you love yourself, then the world starts to notice and they're like,
They love you too.
they love you. All right, so let's go ahead and does anyone have any before we start to wrap it up with Madame Zola? Does anyone have any questions or anything you want to contribute?
I need one of those moon lamps. Have you seen those moon lamps? Where it's
Yes.
the moon and you can put it on your nightstand? I want one of
Yes.
those so bad.
I know. Anything that is a illuminated moonlight of any pattern, yeah, is yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly.
You told me to put my pants on all the time. Wrong kind of illuminated moon. Sorry.
I know that's the full pale moon.
It's
Well, you
low.
know, some people are half satyrs, so you know, you don't really see a whole lot of illumination.
That's
Just
true.
covered in hair.
Same here. I am. It's the Capricorn in me. Because it's I'm
That makes sense because you're the good one. Ah.
I'm a hairy Capricorn. Oh my God, this is recording. All right, so let's
You say that every time, like it completely catches you off guard.
It does though. I forget. I'm like, people are gonna see this. I don't know how many people watch this, but if they're, I'm so sorry. All right, let me take the background off because it's hard to show a card.
Hey Lola, on that note, is a lawnmower out of gas?
No, but kind of.
It's wintertime. We don't need gas in the wintertime. We just let that go. Let it go.
It keeps us warm at night.
Yeah.
All right. So
It never discourages.
here we are going to take a trip to see Madame Zola. Madame Zola does a 1-card pick for your tarot reading. And you go to Madame Zola and you say, Madame Zola, I need a 1-card draw that represents me right now, today, in this space. And she draws this card, the moon, which is the same picture we just saw. So I'm going to go around. Tasha, if you got this today, this card, what do you think that would mean? What is that telling you right now? And all answers are correct. I think Tasha maybe is on mute, or she has a baby and might have has to feed or change a child. So we'll come back. Bree, if you got this card as your reading that represents you right now, what do you get from this? What does this mean to you?
For me, it's calmness, and I'm gonna go ahead and add what Silena said: magic and renewing.
Mm-hmm. I like that. How about Maya? What would this card mean to you if you got it in a 1-card draw for yourself? Either you're on mute or you are away from the computer.
Bueller.
Bueller. There she
Yep.
is. Oh,
There
there
it
you are. There you are.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Mostly that I need to calm my tits and relax. I'm right where I need to be right now.
Calm your tits.
Calm my tits.
I love that. I think I'm gonna
That
make
works.
a tarot card that just says "Calm your tits."
Calm
Like
your
that
tits.
would just be
Hell
perfect.
yeah.
It's just a
He's
couple
scratching my
tits.
back.
It's just a couple tits being supported.
Up. Yeah. Across the shoulders, all the way across. Okay. How about? Oh my God, yeah. Okay. How about you, Ariel? You get this card for today, representing you. What do you think it means?
It is telling me, because like Silenus, I also struggle with being a little more logical than emotional. So
Yeah.
it would tell me to pay attention to my emotions and make sure that I'm feeling them and honoring them, because I don't always do that very well.
Okay. How about you, Silenus?
Telling me to do some more goddess work.
I get it. For me, this says, just I feel like it's telling me I need to do some more working with the moon, paying attention to that, working more moon magic, which makes more sense. Makes a lot of sense because we haven't had Espeits for a while. There was just something that always came up. So this Espit needs to happen this Saturday with our coven. It's going to be important. I need to work my Espits. I need to work my moon magic. I need to focus on that. Awesome, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and put the picture in the chat. Now, I know some of you are on the phone, so I don't know if you have access to the chat or not.
I do on my phone.
But
I always do it on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, you're special, Ariel.
I am so special.
And by special, Anyway, so
Special is a special does.
it is.
Yes.
So, let me know if you are unable to download the picture.
I got it.
I got it.
Awesome.
Did you put it at the end? Of course it did. Yep, I got it. Always confirm it's actually in the file.
Yep. So who said it's Maya, Ariel, Tasha? Is Tasha back? How about Bree? Did you get it?
I thought I heard Bree in there.
Yep, I got it.
Okay. I think Tasha's away. That it happens.
We will look through emails, and if we have it, we'll get it to her.
Oh, really? I don't know why it does that. All right. So there's two links in there in the chat if you look. Because everything else is darkened out. So I'll just do the spiel. If we have helped facilitate a spiritual experience for you today, please consider donating to Children of the Crossroads ATC to help fund events like this. Your gifts of any amount are greatly appreciated, and donations may be tax deductible, as Children of the Crossroads ATC is a 501c3 nonprofit. We have a PayPal link and a Venmo. It is not required, but it is appreciated.
Oh, kitty.
Awesome.
Kitty.
I'm going to go ahead and remove the picture. And then I'm going to stop the recording. So say bye, recording.
Bye, recording.
Bye.
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 All right. Now.